Welcome to our weekly market review brought to you by Treasury One and ETM Analytics. Of course, as per usual, I'm joined by currency strategist Andre Cilia. Andre, we called it third time lucky. We have a budget. It was tabled. It was adopted. We can move forward. And it is without that dreaded VAT hike that everyone was just kicking up a dust storm about. But, however, there were some other taxes that obviously crept in because, you know what, it left a deficit hole and they had to make a plan. So where did they scratch? Well, the fuel levy, I think it was for the first time in 3 years, they had to increase that. Bracket creep wasn't adjusted, of course. Everyone with his salary is going to feel that most definitely. So all in all, you know, we got what we wanted in the sense that the VAT hike was scratched. But it was still lacking in very bold and decisive moves that we were kind of hoping to see come from this budget.
Yes, good afternoon to everybody. You know, I have to honestly say that I don't know what to say about this budget because there's a lot of talk about the bracket creep. But bracket creep was removed in budget number 1. It was brought back in budget number 2. In budget number 1, you had a 2% VAT hike, then you had a 0.5% 1 year and then a 0.5% the other year. And for that, bracket creep came back. So now in budget number 3, a lot of people speaks about this bracket creep. That's not there. But it wasn't there for 2 or 3, you know. So, you know, in all honesty, we've got a budget. Let's just say we've got a budget. And we can go ahead, and there's no arguments between Jew and you parties, and there's no court cases, there's no nothing. Whether the damn thing will work and whether it won't work and whether it's costing me money or not costing me money becomes a little bit immaterial, in all honesty. The positiveness is we have a budget. We can move ahead and we can look forward to next year. And all they've really done, if you really, really analyze this budget, they've taken a little bit here, a little bit there, and a little bit there, and borrowed a little bit because they're going to borrow a little bit more, and then boof, there's a 10-minute budget for you, back of a cigarette box, and Bob's your uncle, there we go. I don't think we should make too much of this anymore.
No.
The positiveness is simply we have a budget.
Yeah, I suppose you're right. At least we have that going for us. And of course, this week's big event will be happening with the SARB later this week. We just actually checked on Bloomberg. The consensus is now leaning towards a cut. Although there might still be some speculation that Kganyago might hold off, purely because we know David Masondo, the Deputy Finance Minister, last week Thursday at an investment conference in Cape Town, flagged again that we can see an adjustment to the inflation target very soon. That was his words. Obviously, Kganyago and his team has been pushing for Treasury to pinpoint the inflation target at 3%. So there could still be room for him to wait. But it seems like the majority is thinking that the Reserve Bank is going to go down by 25 basis points.
If we look at, and we've just spoken, I know what I've said about the budget, but one thing about the budget is that because there's no VAT hike, and that is positive for prices, it's positive for inflation. Inflation is below 3%. Came out slightly higher last month at 2.8 versus the previous 2.7, but it is still even below the 3% if that were to become the target rate. So there is room for the South African Reserve Bank to move. Tariffs in the United States to be imposed on South Africa, on the rest of the world, is on hold, and now over the weekend, even the tariffs on Europe is on hold till the 9th. The discussions with China is heading in the right direction. It seems to be moving to the positive side. That simply also says that price increases because of tariffs in the United States could be contained and could open the door for the Federal Reserve to make a move on interest rates further down the line. That simply means that one of those arguments of Mr. Kanyagu that we need to hold off because we need to see what happens with tariffs and the impact on inflation, etc., is on hold at the moment. So creates room for him to cut. Everything seems to be there for a 25 basis point cut. So my view would be that we are most likely to see that, and I would going to go 65 to 70% weighing onto the possibility of an interest rate cut of 25 basis points.
And of course, oil price is down. It's still very bearish. So that's also going to play into that the inflation might not hit where they may have expected it to at some point. Yeah. But
once again, if we just mention that the 16 and 15 cents levy increase imposed by government comes in a month where it wouldn't have an impact on rising petrol or fuel prices. Fuel would most probably likely 95 octane have no change. Diesel could still be a little bit lower. So once again, adding positiveness, as you rightly mentioned, fuel prices lower, etc. So creates the room for a cut.
Well, after the bombshell performance in the Oval Office last week, apart from the SARB, not much else that's going to be eventful to the extent that we can see massive moves in the rand. So is it going to stick within the band this week?
Well, interesting. You know, if we go back to the movie that we watched last week in the White House cinema, it wasn't widescreen, but and the sound wasn't very good, and the vocals, you know, I mean, that baritone that sang for us, what an awful voice. I think you should go for some singing classes. The positiveness about that, let me quickly add that, because I think a lot of people want to know, what do we think about that? Positive about that is that the negotiations is ongoing. There's a boardroom that is open with people sitting around the boardroom table having negotiations. That's all we really wanted. That's the positive that came out of it, and that we'll see in the next month or two how it gels out and how well that comes in terms of an agreement for tariffs. At the moment, the positive impact of that also being seen on the rand, but the biggest reason why the rand's doing better is the dollar is weakening a little bit, and that helps the rand below the 18 level. I think that will just continue, and I think we will see a rand trading in the 1775, 1850 trading band for the next 2-3 weeks.
So all in all, like you said, a lot of positives during the round for South Africa. Let's see if we can keep up the momentum. Andre, thank you very much. We will catch up again next week.
Thank you very much.